The Volkswagen Group have been making a number of major announcements recently with regards to the next generation of their products. So this got us thinking as to what that could mean for the CUPRA Terramar. And in this video, we're going to investigate what we think might happen, as well as go through what we already know based on the information available to us. The CUPRA Terramar is a compact SUV named after the racetrack of the same name just outside of Barcelona. It's the fourth oldest surviving race circuit in the world, just after Monza in Italy, Indianapolis in the USA, and the oldest of them all, Brooklands, just down the road here in Weybridge. It was also the place that the car was unveiled back in 2022 and will be the last combustion engine car CUPRA will make, with the future seemingly being electric. Now, typically when a manufacturer launches a new car, it's around about 12 months from that launch to when we start to see the car landing in our showrooms. But for CUPRA, they actually launched the Terramar a full 3 years ahead of its intended launch, back at the Unstoppable Impulse event in Terramar last year. An event myself and our CUPRA specialist Luke were very fortunate to attend. So far out is the launch of the all-new Terramar that CUPRA have actually introduced a revised version of the Ateca with a new 1.5 litre petrol engine. And if you want the latest deals on that car, click the link up here. When we saw the car, information around it was incredibly light. We haven't even seen an interior yet. But there were a few key takeaways. It will be a compact SUV measuring 4.5 metres long, putting it firmly into the C segment. We anticipate that as a result that this will therefore be a spiritual successor to the Seat and CUPRA Ateca models, as that car will have been on sale for 8 years at the point of the Terramar's launch. The car will be built on the MQB Evo platform, but CUPRA did specifically mention that the car was developed in collaboration with Audi and will be twinned with their new Q3. In fact, the collaboration is so tight that the cars will even share a production line at the VW Györ plant in Hungary. It was also announced that the car would feature an all-new plug-in hybrid powertrain, which would allow the car to run on pure electric for 62 miles or 100 kilometers for our European friends. At the time, that didn't really mean a lot to us. But recently, the Volkswagen brand have launched some new products, and with that, they have an all-new engine lineup. And we've even got some specifications to go with that. So with that information, we can start to paint a picture as to what the engine lineup for the Terramar will look like. We expect the range to kick off with the 1.5 Evo 2 petrol mild hybrid, or 1.5 ETSI as it will be known in the brochure. It will have 150 horsepower and will have a 48 volt mild hybrid electric motor, and that will be paired to a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. There is a 130 horsepower variant of the engine that exists within the Volkswagen Group, but we don't anticipate this joining the lineup given CUPRA's more athletic positioning within the market. Moving up, we then have the EA888 Evo 4 2-litre petrol engines. These will see a slight uptick in performance, going from 190 horsepower to 201 for the entry-level variant, and then 245 to 261 for the mid-tier version. Both of these will be offered with 4-drive or all-wheel drive as it's also known. We also expect to see a flagship range-topping version fitted to such models such as the Golf R, Audi S3 and the CUPRA Formentor VZ3. That'll mean around 315 horsepower and more likely than not a 0 to 60 time around sub 5 seconds. Most likely it's going to be my pick of the bunch. Then we have the e-hybrids, or the plug-in hybrids, and these are going to see the biggest change of all. Gone is the old 1.4 litre engine, and now the plug-in hybrids are going to be developed with the current generation 1.5 litre engine. Once again, we're expecting two variants of this, a 201 horsepower variant for the V models and a 268 horsepower version for the VZ models, which is up from the 245 horsepower currently offered in the Formentor and Leon. Both of these will have a 19.1 kilowatt hour battery, which is what's going to allow them to do 62 miles or 100 kilometers of pure electric running. So that's what's going to power the car. But what do things look like on the inside? Well, this one's going to be a trickier one to judge because we haven't seen anything yet. But we can make some educated guesses based on other cars that have launched previously. While not exactly the same, we are expecting an interior similar to the all-electric Tavascan that's going to launch later next year, albeit with some minor tweaks here and there. We anticipate we're going to see a larger driver display compared to the Tavascan, and that would be consistent with other cars within the Volkswagen Group that see a larger display for their combustion engine vehicles compared to their full electric ones. Much like the other models that have launched, we anticipate that we will get the 15-inch touchscreen infotainment system available too. We also expect leather to be dropped too, given the very, very limited view of the seats that we saw when the car was launched back last year. Audio systems currently available on CUPRA are the premium Beats audio system, but we anticipate that that is going to change for the Terramar, as CUPRA have done a deal with Sennheiser and have announced that the Sennheiser system is going to be standard on the Tavascan models going forward, as they want to integrate music as a core part of the brand, particularly with our association with the Primavera Sound Festival. It is worth bearing in mind that we very much anticipate that the smaller combustion engine Terramar is going to come in at a lower price point compared to the Tavascan. So we don't know if we are to expect the Sennheiser system to be available as standard across that range, or whether or not it may only be available in the higher specification levels. We don't even know if it's even going to be a Sennheiser system. It might be Beats Audio. Nothing has been confirmed either way. We're just going to have to wait and see on that one. Beyond the audio and the dashboard arrangement, we do anticipate that space is going to be more, given that the car's going to be a little bit longer, a little bit wider compared to the outgoing Ateca. And we also expect to see a larger boot compared to the Ateca's 510 litres. So when are we going to see the Terramar in our Woking show? Well, officially, CUPRA have got the car penciled in for launch in 2024, but we don't know much more beyond that. We know more about the Tavascan at the moment than we do the Terramar, and that's scheduled to land in the UK in late 24. So we anticipate that the Terramar is probably more likely going to hit UK shores in right-hand drive, probably going into 2025. But to get the latest information with regards to UK specification, pricing and ordering information, you can follow us in a number of ways. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at CUPRA Woking. We're also on LinkedIn, TikTok and X at SMC Motor Group. You could also check out our website for all the latest offers and where to find us in Woking at smccupra.co.uk. And of course, if you've liked this video, make sure you hit that like button, click subscribe, and click the bell icon so you always get notified whenever we load up new content. Why don't you sound off down below in the comments what you would like to see from the new Terramar, or what you think will happen. Do you think I might be onto something, or do you think I'm talking a load of old baloney? Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I'm Max, this is SMC Motor Group, and I'll see you on the next one.